welterweight champion. And let's bring out our first fighter that's involved in this big fight, Portland, the Promise, Pringle III.
Portland Pringle, 33 years old, 10-6. It looked like his pro career maybe went off the rails a little bit. He had fallen to about 7-6, but has won 3 in a row. He trained to 4 seasons MMA with the likes of Steve Bell and Travis Connor. He had a really tough streak where he went 2-5, had 4 fights canceled, but he's regained his finishing form with 2 early submissions. He is a former Odyssey Fights welterweight champion, held titles in Hard Rock MMA. Tells me that he is predicting a 2nd round stoppage for this welterweight championship here in Premier MMA Championship. But he has his work cut out for him tonight against Chris Curtis.
Absolutely. He's got a good corner. Portland Pringle entering the cage.
And his opponent, Chris Action Man Curtis.
Chris Curtis not wasting any time, already at the door.
A lot of people won't make a big deal out of that, but that's the sign of a professional. 12 and 4, 29 years old, turns 30, I believe in just a couple weeks, couple months. But also the CES welterweight champion, has not been finished in 6 years, and Portland Pringle says he's going to get it done. A win could get him the attention of Bellator MMA,
Absolutely.
of UFC.
Christopher Curtis has done so much with the nonprofit. He used to work with kids in my nonprofit. He'd send them autographed pictures and posters and shirts. I mean, he's got a good little following of young men and women in the tri-state area just because of his work with the community.
And he can put up with Sam Alvey on Facebook, which cannot be understated.
This is a title fight, 5 minute rounds, professional.
This is essentially a champion versus champion bout, too, because Chris Curtis is the CES welterweight champion. Portland Pringle is the Odyssey Fights welterweight champion. But one of these men is going to walk out of here with 2 championships, as neither of those 2 are on the line, but the Premier MMA Championship's welterweight professional title is.
This is our main event of the evening. It is for the Premier MMA Championship welterweight title. Introducing first in the red corner. He stands 6 foot tall, weighing 170 pounds. Fighting out of Lexington, Kentucky, he represents 4 seasons MMA with a record of 10 wins, 6 losses. Portland, the Promise, Pringle III. And in the blue corner, he stands 5'10", weighing 170 pounds. Fighting out of Cincinnati, Ohio, he represents Son of Siam and Team Quest with a record of 15 wins, 5 losses, 7 of those wins by knockout. He is the King of Sting, the Dancing Destroyer, the Count of Monte Visto, Chris Action Man Curtis.
Chris Curtis, Portland Pringle, getting ready. Big John calls the center of the cage. Here we go. Battle's getting ready to begin. Portland Pringle, Christopher Curtis.
Quite the main event here at Premier MMA Championship 3 at the Riverfront Radisson. just across the river from Cincinnati, Ohio.
Coming out with a quick
Aggressive.
overhand.
Aggressive is Chris Curtis, not giving Portland Pringle any room to breathe.
Standing in that pocket.
Portland Pringle gets deep, has those hands clasped, and Chris Curtis goes for a ride.
Portland Pringle trying to take Christopher Curtis's back.
He does so. Chris Curtis working to protect that neck, but Pringle gets underneath, has his arm locked up, and Curtis back up to his feet, grabs a double wrist lock, scoots his left leg out, help prevent that takedown.
Keep the hip on. Portland Pringle trying to suck up those legs.
He settles for the single, but Curtis had that double wrist lock, gave it up, and now Pringle switches back to the double, intermittently going between the double and the single. Both men working to stifle each other. This is a hell of a battle up against the cage.
Absolutely.
Look at how Curtis has his base spread out. Pringle not giving up. Curtis gets working for the underhook, but occasionally switches to the wrist, threatens the double wrist lock, but Pringle just refuses. He is relentless.
Trying to get that leg, take it down.
It looked briefly like Pringle was going to go for the ankle, maybe go for an ankle sweep, but I gotta say I love how Pringle keeps switching.
Yep.
From ankle pick to single to double to body lock. And Chris Curtis is there with him every single step of the way.
Absolutely. Chest on chest right now. Mr. Pringle's a little high for anything. Mr. Curtis is kind of catching his breath and just looking around and assessing the situation.
This is really the benefit of Chris Curtis traveling all over America to train.
Right.
With high-level fighters, not just in Cincinnati, and there are plenty of high-level fighters here, but he travels America training with the best that he can get a hold of.
Yeah, I think he just got back from being out west.
Yes.
Getting that altitude training, I think.
I love this battle up against the cage.
Absolutely. Transition and flow.
It really is a chess match, especially from this angle where you're able to see Pringle go for a high crotch, go to bend the knees, go to pick the ankles, go to do a little bit of everything. And Chris Curtis just saying, do your best.
Yeah. Chris has done a good job at countering.
2 minutes left in this 5-minute round, the first of 5 scheduled. Chris Curtis separates and delivers a big knee to the body of Pringle. Excellent left punch from Chris Curtis. Left straight. Curtis able to slip that punch and throw a big left body kick.
Portland's got to watch that overhand and ducking that head when he throws that overhand.
Curtis looks ready to set up that left straight and then an an uppercut rather. Sorry about that. The left straight to the uppercut. It looks like he really wants to land that. It has went to it a couple times.
Premier MMA Championships, bringing this exciting fight. Looks like Mr. Curtis is stalking Mr. Pringle now. Controlling the center of the cage.
Curtis looks so composed right now.
Good quick left. Good uppercut.
Yeah, it's hard to believe that Pringle wants to box with Chris Curtis, but there they stand.
And 30 seconds left in the round. That was just a wild throw.
Wild throw that Curtis had no trouble dodging.
Mr. Pringle's got to watch out for that overhand right ducking his head like that.
10 seconds remain in this first of 5 scheduled rounds for the Premier MMA Championship welterweight title.
And in the first round, both respective corners. Mojo Horn, Nate Fitch over there with Christopher Curtis.
It's an all-star corner. Travis Connor in the corner of Portland Pringle. Four Seasons MMA, which rose to national prominence with the emergence of Junie Browning on The Ultimate Fighter a few years ago. Any of their fighters under the tutelage of Mike O'Donnell in the past.
Getting the corners out there. Mr. O'Donnell is helping corner this fight tonight.
Yes. 3 corners permitted for professional bouts, whereas I believe 2 for amateur.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Here we go, round number 2, 2 of 5.
Both men look ready to go.
Yeah, this is professional. There's no gassing.
I mean, there can be.
Well, yeah, but they know how to recover between rounds, and
comparatively speaking, from some of the people that we may have seen earlier in the night, having their first fights ever.
Both good head movement there.
Hard to believe there are any cage jitters for these two, as Chris Curtis fires off an outstanding combo.
He stayed in the pocket the whole time.
Chris Curtis's mouth guard falls out. He puts it back in, disgustingly without cleaning it, because he is a savage.
He's like, I just want to fight. Let's not pause anything.
Shucks off that takedown attempt from Portland Pringle like it is no problem.
Once again, Mr. Curtis looks like he's stalking Mr. Pringle.
Rights, lefts, knees. And Portland Pringle has to close that distance. And now Portland Pringle's mouth guard falls out.
Both of them just men. I don't care about it.
Just disgusting. Just gross individuals.
Awesome.
Oh, a couple of really nice jabs from Portland Pringle to help close the distance and get him where he wants to be.
Everybody yelling the knee, but with Portland having that leg, it would be ill-advised.
Look how Curtis is lacing the arm to avoid Portland Pringle clasping. Now he's throwing those elbows. Double wrist lock.
He's got good hip.
Gets Pringle to switch his stance. That's some high-level cage clinch work from both of them.
Absolutely. Lots of pressure by Mr. Pringle. But Mr. Curtis is doing exactly what you need to do is to counter that.
Doing
so he can't suck the legs in.
Oh, and now he's working. Worked for a guillotine briefly, let it go. Content to stand.
Great composure by Mr. Curtis.
Pringle leaving his body open, and Curtis goes right to it.
Christopher Curtis is like he's chipping away at Mr. Pringle.
Both men land nice jabs.
Absolutely.
But then Curtis goes to the body.
Right in front of us. Christopher Curtis still looks light on his feet. On the balls of his feet.
Curtis goes to the left, or to the body with that left, and Pringle almost doubles over in defense, but Curtis isn't able to follow up because he's not able to. He just threw his left hand, so he's got to have a little bit more time to throw the left hand after, as we see right there. And then he went to a knee to capitalize and did so. Great adjustment from Chris Curtis.
Stalking. Nice
excellent
quick
punch.
Shot. Cut him open. Oh.
And a good overhand from
Mr. Pringle.
From Portland Pringle.
Got a cut above the eye on Portland Pringle. It's got 1:29 left in the round.
Yeah, Pringle split
Good,
open.
yeah, good cut on the top of it, over his eye.
And if you're Chris Curtis, that's where you want a cut on Portland Pringle to be.
Absolutely, that
Right
can be
over
called
the
by
eye.
the doc.
Right over the eye to impede that vision.
I'm glad I'm wearing all black this evening.
Now Curtis. And Curtis. Oh!
Yeah. Christopher Curtis opened
Curtis
up.
wearing the crimson mask of Portland Pringle as well.
I mean, it's everywhere.
We put our umbrellas on for that one.
Yeah, it's definitely. Mr. He's got some blood going on.
We're under 30
seconds left in the round. 30 seconds. 18 seconds. Portland Pringle's.
Head kick attempt from Portland Pringle. Doesn't get it done.
Oh, nice body shot.
Couple of nice shots from Curtis.
Here we go.
Wow, what a battle we have going on here.
This is definitely a bloody battle going on here.
MMA Welterweight title holder. Man, we got a good one going on.
Wow, exciting fight. All right, here comes Doc.
Chris Curtis showing the world why he became the CES welterweight champion. Portland Pringle showing that heart because over the last round, or really the entire fight, Chris Curtis has answered every single question that Pringle has posed him.
He's been consistent and persistent, staying in the pocket. Got a good cut open up on Mr. Pringle. Getting the seconds out.
All right, fight fans, we are heading into round number 3. This is for the championship. Let's hear it for these fighters.
Hey.
Pringle's corner left the stool in the cage, and Pringle had to hand it out to Mike O'Donnell. Round 3 of 5 in this Premier MMA Championship professional welterweight title bout.
Both these gentlemen enjoying this fight. Christopher Curtis still looking light on his feet.
Pringle's corner says that Curtis is coming with the right straight.
Yeah, overhand a little bit.
And he did.
Yeah.
If I'm Curtis, I separate here. He's had such success.
Staying in the pocket and banging it.
Yeah, just utilizing his striking, and he does just that. Also, Pringle's corner was screaming encouragement to Pringle, saying, hey, that cage clinch is not Curtis's game.
Right. Now Curtis is just going back into the stalking mode.
And I mean, Curtis has had a great deal of success fending off every takedown attempt from Pringle against the cage. And I'm talking like first round early in the fight, let alone third round where Curtis still hopping around.
Right. Mr. Pringle's mouth open. Chris Curtis is still got good head movement. Good head kick.
Composure is something that's really tough to be measured, but you wouldn't be able to tell, like, Chris Curtis has the same facial expression through all
Right.
25 minutes of each fight, whether
Right.
he's hurt, whether he's about to finish somebody, whether he's in a submission, doesn't really matter. Very, very hard to read.
And he's pursuing. Yeah, Chris Curtis is just picking out his shots here.
Beautiful right hook from Curtis. Now he's throwing knees with rapid succession. Portland Pringle trying to hold on.
He's getting tired, too. Oh, they said body shot.
Big shots.
Big body shot there.
The CES welterweight champion looking to put away the Odyssey Fights welterweight champion to become the first premier MMA welterweight champion. I'm still a little surprised that Curtis is going back to the cage.
Yeah, the clinch.
here.
Yeah. That's not what is getting him points.
Not that he's unable to do anything with the position. It's just he has found such incredible success striking.
Oh, that's a quick little rabbit.
But now he works. He teases the guillotine, spins out, and returns to the middle of the cage.
And I tell you what, Mr. Pringle keeps ducking his head like that. Chris Curtis keeps going to the body. Body, head. Now he's going to the head.
This is a boxing clinic from Chris Curtis.
Yes, it is.
And the heart that we're seeing from Portland Pringle to be able to take these shots.
Right. Look out his knees. See how his knees are flat?
How many pro welterweights would this have just ended by now?
Right. Well, Portland Pringle's a warrior. He's in a good.
Definitely.
He's got a great gym. 4 Seasons is a premier gym in the state of Kentucky.
Now you see as Curtis goes for the clinch, Portland Pringle works the double wrist lock to help avoid the takedown.
So I mean, to me, this is not shouldn't be part of Mr. Curtis's game plan. He's been staying in the pocket and banging. He should just disengage and.
Well, yeah, especially with the degree of success, as I mentioned, that he's had on the feet, but he's getting low on that body, and now takes it down.
Oh. He dumped him on his head.
And Pringle had to let go. Pringle had to let go of that double wrist lock, or he was going to get armbarred immediately.
Did you see that power? This is quick, sharp power.
Right after we said he shouldn't have clinched.
All right. I don't know what that was.
I'm not exactly sure. We'll try to find out in between rounds what exactly Curtis said.
Doc's going to check out Portland Pringle. Make sure his eye's all right. Going into round 4 of 5. Going into the championship round. My theme song. Flat cappers through and through, baby. Here we go, going into the championship rounds.
All right, these two great athletes are going at it. Let them know how much we appreciate it. It's for the championship. Let's make some noise.
Here we go, round 4.
And our second title fight to go into the championship
Chris
rounds.
Curtis is smiling.
back
He keeps
to
going
the
that body, man.
He flashes that smile, and then as soon as he throws the first strike, he is all business.
Right.
That being Curtis.
Two very good professional. Oh, did you see that?
Pringle caught with a
Left. Overhead left, man. It's straight square to the jaw.
and he answers, but they don't have the same sting on those shots as Curtis does at this stage.
Now, is it me or is Portland really guarding that body? Do you notice how he has that right arm down?
He should be. Curtis has been going there with regularity
Boom.
and does again.
Christopher Curtis with that focus. Yep.
It seems as if Curtis has pretty much got the pattern of Portland Pringle's movement down at this point. He rushes in, Pringle dips to his right, and then Curtis throws a strike, usually to the body, but he's been switching that up a little bit with the head, and then a nice body kick there as well. Not something we've seen a ton of. He's mixed in the strikes or the punches with the knees thus far, but if he starts to add leg kicks and body kicks to his arsenal in this fight, that's bad news for Portland Pringle.
And it is. I mean, it's been a boxing clinic pretty much through and through.
And I understand why maybe Curtis didn't early on, maybe concerned a little bit about the takedowns of Portland Pringle, but this late in the fight, it doesn't seem like that poses much of a concern for Chris Curtis.
That was not a very energetic shot there.
Definitely not, and Curtis has fought it off. Now Pringle grabbing. Pringle had the ankle, gave up on it, and switched to the knee.
He squeezed those legs in and put more pressure. Yeah, Christopher just countering well. Well, that was kind of like Chris Curtis looked like he's going to get back on his feet, but that was almost like a trick.
Curtis benefited a little bit from the cage. It's a little bit pushed out from some of the earlier action, and had like a little bit of a step there along the edge to kind of push himself up on. Referee has to put in the mouth guard of Pringle.
And Curtis is right there. Boom, body shot.
2 minutes left in this round.
Headbutt. That might have put a cut over Chris Curtis's eye.
Yeah, we see Chris Curtis wiping away the eye.
It's kind of an inadvertent headbutt, but still. Because you see how Portland Pringle keeps coming in and ducking his head when he throws that.
And then throws it up kind of violently, but I mean, I don't think any malice is intended
No. Yeah, that's just part of his shot.
Part of his game plan, part of his style.
Wonderful night of fights. Yeah, that's not very fun if you break your foot with the 6 minutes left of the night.
Yeah, if I'm Portland Pringle, I'm saying, hey, Chris, buddy, you're not going to get me to tap to foot strikes.
Just don't break my foot.
Have some mercy. I got to lay some carpet, got to train some people. Cut me a break.
Here we go. All right, here we go. Christopher Curtis is coming back at him. Boom, body
Beautiful.
shot.
Beautiful body shot. That could be it.
That's it.
Chris Curtis does it. Chris Curtis is the first ever Premier MMA Championships welterweight champion.
That was amazing. Working that body, breaking the body down, busting it.
A double champion now. Premier MMA CES welterweight champion. Chris Curtis moves to 15-5. He is knocking on that door, my friends.
What a wonderful night of fights tonight.
Premier MMA Championship does it again. We are back in August, right here at the Radisson Riverfront in Cincinnati, Ohio.
Wonderful night of fights.
Chris Curtis getting it done in front of his people, his hometown people.
Absolutely. Billy Donovan trying to make sure he doesn't step in any blood.
All right, fight fans, what do you say we hear it one more time? What a great main event tonight! Wow! 4 minutes, 22 seconds into round number 4. The winner of this fight by TKO and the first ever Premier MMA Championship Welterweight title holder, Chris Action Man Curtis!
Sean, thank you very much for tonight. You've been awesome.
Guys, of course, check out Flow Combat, check out CincyFights.com. You can catch me at Fightful.com and at Sean Ross Sapp on Twitter. Premier MMA Championship 3. Chris Curtis gets it done. New welterweight champion. Also, Dylan Ferris at the amateur level, a welterweight champion. You never know where you're going to see these people. You just never know when a Daniel Strauss, a Jessamine Duke, a Sean Asher, a Jason Butcher, a George Gurgel could make the leap from the Cincinnati regional scene and settle in the UFC, in Bellator.
All right, I am here with Chris Action Man Curtis, our first ever welterweight champion. Nobody can ever take that away from you. We'd like to hear from you right now. You got something to say?
Hey, first of all, I want to give a big shout out to Pringle. Guys, people didn't give me a chance to explain. This man came out here and made me work for every step of it. Hats off to Pringle, guys. I trained for a hard fight. He came out and made me work. A little harder than I thought. Hats off, Pringle. That was awesome. Second, thank you, Billy Donovan. Let me hear from Premier MMA. Let me hear from you. This is an awesome show. It's a young show, Billy's doing big things. It's only going to get bigger, guys. Stick around, come out, support local MMA. Support your local champions, local fighters, local promoters, guys. It makes it possible. After that, big thanks to my head coach, Dave Fish, son of Cyan, my young Kentucky guys. Every step of the way. My boxing coach, Tim Back, been with me for years, guys. He made all the difference. Our good buddy Mojo Horn here, he's been with me in this camp, helped me a lot. All the guys who drive for me, everywhere else. All the guys, couldn't do it without you. Big shout out to Rob Nicholson, Reaction MMA, and all of his guys. From Lexington, they've been a big boon to me, guys, like family. That's it, man. Cohorn Concrete, and Jordan Griffin, these guys. These guys make this possible for me, not to get behind the line and turn my ass off. Thank you guys very much. This is a big night for me, a big night for everybody. Thanks, guys. Love you. One more thing. Thank you, old non-father. There's no cowards in my house, baby.
Christopher Curtis.
That is a wrap from Premier MMA Championship 3.
And as you guys know, Billy let me out of here without doing it. You guys know I hate Mike Perry. I hope he sees this somehow. I'm coming for Mike Perry. Just give me time. I'll be there. Don't get knocked out before I get there.
Guys, check out bragaboutitguns.com. Wonderful night of fights. See you next fight.